In relation to money laundering and bail, we would like to discuss another important landmark judgment delivered in the year 2017 relating to Nikesh, Tarachand, Shah versus Union of India. So, just a day after the trial, court recently granted bail to the ex-Chief Minister of Delhi, jailed under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The Delhi High Court had stayed the trial court order. Notably, the Enforcement Directorate had challenged the order of the trial court on the ground that the trial court had not followed the twin test as required for granting bail under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So, in that connection, we would like to discuss the very provisions relating to instead text as provided under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 is the core of the legal framework created by the Government of India to combat money laundering. The rules notified under the Act came into force in July 2005. The Financial Intelligence Unit functioning under the Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance, and the Enforcement Directorate have been granted exclusive and concurrent powers under the relevant sections of the Act to enforce the provisions of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. So, the very objective of the Act is preventing and controlling money laundering, confiscation of property acquired by money obtained by criminal proceedings or means. Apart from this, to deal with any other issues related to money laundering in India, so the very section 45 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act deals with bail, and according to it, no court can grant bail for offences under the Prevention of Money Laundering law. However, it also mentions some exceptions under which bail can be granted. In fact, bail under Prevention of Money Laundering Act is not the rule but the exception. The bail conditions as provided under Section 45 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act that no accused person shall be granted bail unless in all bail applications the public prosecutor is given an opportunity to be heard and to oppose the bail, and when the application is opposed, the court must be convinced that there are reasonable grounds to believe that the accused is not guilty of the offence and is not likely to commit any offence while out on bail. This provision makes it mandatory to hear the public prosecutor in all bail applications, and when the prosecutor opposes just bail, the court is required to apply the twin test. So, what is twin test that we would like to discuss? As under Section 45, which states that two conditions are prescribed for grant of bail. The first condition is that accused has to prove to the court that he is prima facie innocent of the crime. Second one of the condition that the judge has to be convinced that the person will not commit any crime while on bail. Notably, the burden of proof rests entirely on the incarcerated accused, who are often incapable of resisting the power of the state. Both these conditions make it almost impossible for an accused to get bail under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So, there are certain other similar laws relating to bail as provided under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, such as Section 36 AC of the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940, Section 37 of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985, and Section 43D Clause 5 of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. Further, no person accused of an offence punishable under punishment for terrorist activities and terrorist organizations as provided under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act shall be released on bail or on his own bond. So, in the relevant case that we would like to discuss in connection to Nikesh, Tarachand, Shah versus Union of India in the year 2017 Supreme Court decision, a two-judge bench held the provision of bail based on the twin test unconstitutional on the ground that the bail conditions failed to test of reasonable classification. Notably, fair classification is a feature of the right to equality, which is a fundamental right. So, despite the decision in Nikesh, Tarachand Shah versus Union of India, Parliament reintroduced the twin test provision through the Finance Act 2018. This attempt by the government was challenged in the Supreme Court, which was held in the year in 2022 as Vijay Madan Lal Chaudhary versus Union of India that already we have discussed in our previous lecture. The three-judge bench refused to adhere to the decision in Nikesh Tarachand versus Union of India. So legal experts have criticized the logic of treating money laundering on a par with stringent anti-terrorism and narcotic laws. The maximum sentence for money laundering is only 7 years or 10 years if narcotics are involved, whereas anti-terrorism laws provide for life imprisonment, even death penalty. So, the government argues that people involved in money laundering are influential, intelligent, and resourceful. The crimes are pre-planned by them, which makes it difficult for the investigating agencies to find evidence. The government has defended the well conditions on the ground that the crime was committed with the help of advanced technology to cancel the transactions. So, as per the challenges to amendment of bail condition, a major challenge to the amendment of bail conditions in the Vijay Madan Lal Chaudhary judgment is whether these amendments can be passed through the money bill route. A higher bench of the Supreme Court is to review whether certain laws such as the Aadhaar Act, service conditions of tribunal members, etc. can be passed as money bills. Money bills, however, the bench has not been constituted on that issue yet. So, the Supreme Court has agreed to review its Vijay Madan Lal Chaudhary judgment, but the twin state test is still valid law as there is no stay on the judgment. According to the verdict, the twin Tests should be strictly applied by all special courts trying money laundering offences as well as constitutional courts. This will apply equally to both regular bail and anticipatory bail. So, the accused can get benefit under Section 436A of the Code of Criminal Procedure of 1973. Under this, he is entitled to bail after completing half the period of maximum sentence as an under trial prisoner. This means that in most money laundering cases, if the enforcement bureaucrat is unable to complete the trial within 3.5 years, the accused is entitled to bail despite the twin test. So, hereby we would like to conclude our lecture on this very important landmark decision delivered by the apex court in this leading case. Nikesh Tarachand Shah versus Union of India, which was delivered in the year 2017 relating to the conditions of bail under Prevention of Money Laundering Act of 2002.